Agape is all about how to better self-love through conscious living. We teach a positive, practical spirituality that empowers you to create the life of your dreams. Our teachings are based in the ancient teachings of meditation and the teachings of the science of mind. So we go into the silence and then we use our thoughts to create our experience. So if you're here, I want you to sit back and I want you just to enjoy, feel the energy of the message and see if it resonates with you. So with that, let's begin with a little meditation. So if you would, bring yourself to a comfortable seated upright position with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Consciously breathing in and breathing out. See the breath like a wave coming into the sand and then moving back out. And notice that with every breath, as that wave comes in, it washes over the sand. And as it goes out, the sand is perfectly smooth, no indentations whatsoever. The same thing is happening to your mind. You're letting go of any attachments to anything. So you're breathing in love. And when you're breathing out, you're nourishing and purifying your mind and your body. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. A deep breath in and breathe out. A deep breath in and breathe out. I want you to scan your body and notice any sensations you might be feeling. Whatever they are, just accept them. There are trillions of sensations happening in your body in every moment. Your job is to not worry about them. It's to accept them. It's who you are. You are energy, and you are vibrating at a frequency. And you have the ability to change the frequency you vibrate. I invite you to bring into your mind things that you are grateful for. Be grateful for your body. Be grateful for your home. Be grateful for your abundance. Be grateful for the people in your life. For gratitude is a special frequency that attracts more to it that is like it. So whatever we're grateful for, we're putting into motion the law of attraction. It doesn't matter if you're not rich. Be grateful for what you have, and more will come. It doesn't matter how deep your relationships are. Be grateful for the ones you have, and they'll get deeper. You're working with a law of cause and effect. And whatever you focus on, that becomes a belief, translates and becomes your experience. So as you breathe in and out, ask the question, who do I desire to become today? How do I desire to express love today? And sit and listen as your heart guides you, one thought, one step, one feeling at a time. You've implanted the question of love. How can I be a greater expression of love into your subconscious? Know and be aware that throughout the day, you will be given wisdom to how to become and experience that greater expression, because the power has already been activated within you. It is in that consciousness now. Bring yourself into this moment, into this time, into this space, into this day, and allow yourselves to feel, to know, to experience the love that you are. Gently begin to move your hands and your fingers. And when you're ready, open your eyes, put a smile on your face, and welcome this beautiful, beautiful day. Well, today, one of our community members wrote me a question in one of my daily talks. And I said, well, I think I'm going to do that today on Sunday. And so the question is it judgmental to turn away from what is hurting me? Because all of us are going through things. And sometimes we say, maybe I need to turn away. So I thought this would be a good question to start with. So is it judgmental to turn away from what's hurting me? So before we can do that, let's define judgment. Judgment is the process of forming opinions or making decisions about a situation, a person, or a thing. It can either be both a cognitive process or an emotional response. It can be both positive or negative, depending on our perspective. So judging is looking at something and seeing how we believe it affects us, and it is a perception. There are positive aspects to judgment. First off, judgment helps us make informed decisions. And these informed decisions can ensure our safety and well-being. You may be walking down a dark street and you see a group of people and it doesn't look good. You cannot go down that street. That's a judgment. Judgment is not wrong. It can save your life. We do have the ability. And judgment is also a fundamental aspect of analytical thinking. And that helps us discern between right and what's wrong, and realize that right and wrong are really perspectives on how we see life unfolding. What could be right for me may be wrong for you. It depends on how you're looking at life and where you want to go with life. So for me, I like discernment more than I like the word judgment. Because discernment means I'm looking at the situation, I'm analyzing the situation, I'm seeing how that situation might work for me from the standpoint, is it supporting my higher evolution? Is it supporting me becoming more aware? Is it supporting me being a greater teacher? Is it supporting me having greater interpersonal connections? It can point me in that direction. The difference between discernment and judgment is the emotion we attach to it. See, discernment, you don't attach emotion. You're just analyzing. You are the observer looking what the observation is and seeing how that moves in your life. That's a big difference. What are the negative aspects of judgment? Well, judgments are often influenced by our biases and stereotypes, which leads to unfair treatment. Let's be honest. We've got biases. Our mom and dad gave us biases. Society has given us biases. Corporations have given us biases. Schools have given us biases. Religions give us biases. Our partner gives us biases. Our children, our friends. We have biases because we have not been diligent in questioning everything that we've allowed into our mental atmosphere. Especially when we're from 0 to 7. We're simply allowing whatever comes in to be the truth, because at that age, we don't have the power to discern. So we blindly accept that it's true and then that becomes our biases. It's not true, it's a bias. Judgments can also strain our relationships and hinder empathy when we do not use it mindfully. The whole idea of mindfully doing something is so critical because that demonstrates a higher level of awareness, an awareness that you're more than this body, you're more than this mind. You are the infinite. You're a point of consciousness. You're the soul. So we have both the positive aspects. It helps us make informed decisions and can help us be safe. It's a fundamental aspect of analytical thinking that helps us discern between right and wrong. On the negative side, where our judgments are often influenced by our biases and stereotypes, leading to unfair treatment because of those stereotypes. And they can also strain our relationships and hinder our ability to be empathetic when we don't use it mindfully. So, the idea of turning away. What are the benefits of turning away from a situation, moving away from a person, something of that nature? Well, turning away can be an act of self-care, which preserves your mental and emotional well-being. At times in our life, there are people that are toxic to us, and we are not aware enough or equipped enough to deal with them. At those times, it may be the perfect time to turn away. I know that happened for my wife. When we got married, it was a very tumultuous time because my wife's parents did not want us to get married. And they went along, and then 2 weeks before the marriage, something happened between my wife and Gina when my mother-in-law was at work. We moved Jean out. And as a result, Jean's mom, even though we asked, her mom and dad did not come to our wedding. A week after the wedding, we went over her parents' house to make amends. And Jean realized that she was not capable. So she turned away from her mom and dad for 5 years. It was 5 years before we saw them again. At that time, she was capable of dealing with the situation. And so she was able now to make amends, to reclaim her power. But she couldn't do that right away. She had to walk away. And I can tell you numerous numbers of people that I've said, sometimes when you're in a toxic situation, you need to get out of it in order to deal with it. Also, the benefits of turning away. When we self-care, we create the capacity to support others. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves enough, we've got no ability to serve others. We have no ability to help them, to take care of them, to support them. Also, when we turn away, it is the opportunity for us so that we can establish boundaries. And boundaries are a way of self-preservation. Boundaries for me are about things that I agree to with people that allow me to feel safe and allow them to feel safe. And here's what I understand. When you feel safe, now you can have a meaningful relationship. But if you don't feel safe, it's not going to be a great relationship because you've got to feel safe. And if you're in a relationship now, whether it's a mom, a dad, whether it's a brother, a sister, whether it's a partner, whether it's work, and you don't feel safe, it may be time to turn away or to pull away. Also, the benefit of turning away is that you can learn to balance empathy and self-care. That's real important to understand. I hear a lot of times people saying, I'm an empath, and they say, and it's just killing me. Well, that's because they've not embraced the aspect of self-care. And self-care means not taking other people's problems to your heart, because it does them no good and it does you no good. So when you've got that, and we're talking about bringing balance, how do we bring balance? Well, the first way we can bring balance is to recognize the signs of toxicity in our life. And you know what they are when you see them. You'll get a knot in your stomach. You'll worry. You'll get anxious. You'll get depressed. You'll be with them and it's not easy. It's difficult. It's real difficult. And you just can't even begin that you can succeed. You can also bring balance once you recognize toxicity to understand your abilities and your limits to deal with toxic situations and persons. Where are you with respect to that? How strong are you? Are you capable of dealing with it at this time? As we work with this and we become more mature in dealing with it and we use it, we definitely become and increase our ability to deal with toxicity. In fact, as we increase our ability, it's no longer toxic because we have the ability to look at it detoxified. We can also now mindfully make non-judgmental decisions or decisions based on discernment. Decisions not based on what? Our stereotypes and our biases. That's right, our stereotypes and our biases. Also, we can examine our biases. We can say, whoa, where'd that come from? I did that just today. I was feeling a bit anxious about something from the business standpoint of running Agape. And I had to put it into place. And I realized the anxiety was coming from because I tend to be a perfectionist. And guess what? In the world, if you're a perfectionist, you're going to get anxiety. You got to let it go and realize there is no perfect way. There is no perfect way. I bought into the stereotype that I had to be perfect. My parents told me you had to be perfectly, you had to do everything perfect. No, it's not about doing it perfect. It's about doing the best you can in that moment with what you've got. I can do that. And I did do that. Once I got that, anxiety walked away. You can also bring balance by authentically communicating, as this eliminates misunderstandings that would cause you to turn away. I love to openly communicate with people. I do that with my wife, my sons, my granddaughter, my sister. I do it with the people closest to me. In fact, I do it all the time. If I feel a person's open, if I feel a person is not open, I don't communicate at all. Or I may ask questions to find out. But you know what? Sometimes people aren't ready. And if they're not ready, it's not time. You can also bring balance when you really examine what is best for you at this time. Realize that your journey is a personal journey. No one else is on your journey. Everybody else is a secondary character. You are both the writer, the producer, the director, the cameraman, the main actor, and the supporting actors in your life journey. And if you don't take care of you, your whole movie falls apart. So, whether to walk away or not is about balancing self-care and being empathic. And when we can do that, we don't have to question whether we're walking away or not. We'll know whether it is the right decision for us or the wrong decision for us. And here's the key thing. If you feel it's just a little bit wrong, try it anyway. See what happens. You got nothing to lose, but you got everything to gain. Everything to gain. When we live mindfully, it becomes much easier to balance our self-care, our well-being, and our ability to support others on their journey of self-discovery while honoring our own journey. Remember, at Agape, we teach everything begins and ends with self-love, which means the journey always begins and ends within you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this message. And know that Agape, we offer many things. And if you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, you'll be able to go to the calendar and you'll be able to find out all the things we offer. Wherever you are in the world, we offer things on Zoom every day. We're on social media. We're all over the place, and you'll find it there on the calendar. Also, if this message really hits home for you and you want to give and support as we bring this message to more and more people, please make a donation. There's a link below. We would love to have you contribute, but don't do it out of obligation. Do it because you found value. And if you found value, guess what? You always are willing to have an exchange of energy. So, my beautiful friends, I'm not going to walk away from you unless I need to, but I'm here for you to support you. One of the things we talk about at Agape is if you need support, you have to ask because no one can read your minds. With that, my beautiful ones, create a great week. Know that we're here to support you and that you are worthy of love. And I'll tell you it right now. I love you just the way you are. Until next time, much love.